Well, cool. Well, it's
Yeah.
great to meet you. Thank you so much for taking a minute out today.
Thanks.
So
Oh,
let's,
thank you. Thanks for having me.
yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. So let's begin our journey with this. 5 years ago, this pandemic changed the world, changed all of us. How did you get through that
Yeah.
era, and how has it affected the way that you live and work in 2025?
Yeah, so I'd say the first thing, and this is for everybody, but for me personally, you had to get through the emotional roller coaster of what exactly is happening,
Yeah.
where are we going, and being really, really comfortable with, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I had been a person probably before that where I charted my path in this nice linear forward motion, and I knew what I wanted, and everything was super clear. That for me, and probably for everybody, shook me to the core of I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. I have no idea if my business is going to survive. I have no idea if my marriage is going to survive because now we're in this apartment together 24/7. Who
Yeah.
knows? And like you just don't know. And so when you stop trying to just maniacally plan everything in the future, you actually have to get pretty real about what matters. And so I think that was part of the pieces of my journey where I said, I actually need to figure out what matters. My husband matters. My family matters. I didn't have a son at the time, but now I do. He does. And you just actually have to get maniacally about some of this stuff just doesn't matter. And really using that time to reprioritize to me was actually an accelerant for things going forward. And it made me lead better, but it also just made me be happier. And watching everybody, including my mother, just really be so scared and fearful for what is tomorrow versus kind of using it as a moment to just reframe. And I used it as a moment to reframe.
It almost seems like that time period was made for entrepreneurs because entrepreneurs kind of do that. There's
Yeah.
always that notion of
Yeah.
tossing caution into the wind. Let's see what happens. Let's embrace failure,
Yeah.
you know? And even
Yeah.
jazz musicians, when it happened to me, I was like, what am I going to do? Because I had teenagers at home. So I started doing more interviews and I realized that jazz musicians are all about improv. Every time they go on stage, they're thrown into the unknown. They got to create something beautiful out of it. So why not make this kind of time that has monopolized us? There's no choice to do whatever you can. And maybe it hones in on the psychology of who you were at that time. Because if you were the type that was like, yeah, I'm not into it. I'm going to start drinking more. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's when the Titanic's going to sink,
Totally.
you know?
Totally. And lots of people did that, right?
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
just think